Hello everyone, and welcome to another royal reading here at MadWorldTarot. And first of all, today we are going to look at a rather sad, rather pathetic bit of gossip, a blind item on Crazy Days and Nights. And Crazy Days and Nights tells us that the ginger-haired one has found someone to replace the sofa. Apparently, she owns a pot dispensary, which would be perfect for him. That comes from NT at Crazy Days and Nights, of course, a blind gossip site, so all rumours and very often unsubstantiated. But we have heard for a long time that the has-been was having a fling with a blonde surf instructor, and we have to assume it was a female surf instructor, and now it seems she's no longer around. New one is allegedly this lady who owns a pot dispensary, we assume in California. The after tarot is on the tarot table for this one. There's long been rumors that Harry and Meghan are separated in everything but name, and that he plays away a lot, mostly with blondes. I've looked at this a lot on this channel, and what really shows up is just a sad man, rather than a philanderer. I suppose if he follows Uncle Andrew's lead, then by divine right, the floozies are all have to be available, and there they all are. I'm being snarky, but not really. We're going to have a look at this. I want to know if there is indeed a new serious lady friend, and if she really does own a pot dispensary. We saw evidence of intoxication of some form or other, what we suspect was evidence at that Kris Jenner birthday party when Harry looked really out of it, disturbingly so. And I'm going to ask, why are we hearing about this now, this little rumor? Some people have become so cynical about Harry and Meghan and their PR and their planted rumors and gossip and whatever, that they're even suspecting that Meghan herself might have given this bit of gossip to Auntie to make Harry look desirable, maybe even to make Harry feel better about himself. He is looking a bit moth-eaten, her fox, at the moment, and so perhaps he needed a bit of an ego boost. So we're going to actually ask that question, and whether Meghan cares if this is in fact going on. Does she care? How does she really feel about this? She who might be busy working other avenues herself. Allegedly, there's lots of allegedly here, so let's remind you, it's tarot for fun and entertainment. It's all my opinions, all speculation. We just read energy here, energy around these kinds of bits of gossip, and disclaimer in the box below. After tarot is, of course, my breakup and makeup tarot, and let's see what the cards have to tell us about this bit of gossip. We got the Queen of Swords in reverse. This for me is a very cold, very detached woman. That would be Meghan's energy. Just really quite savage, very, very withdrawn from the relationship, very critical, very cruel, very harsh. It's not the smiley face that we see when she wants to film something for Instagram, but I think that's the real energy that's coming through. It's also, for me, a lady lawyer card and possibly a divorce lawyer. It's just there. That's our underlying energy. It's not a card that's expressing any kind of romantic inclinations or other kind of inclinations. It's cold, it's cruel, it's vicious, it's calculating, and it's also, as I say, got a divorce vibe to it. Just for me as a energy reader, let's have a look at the heart of this reading. What are we dealing with? We've got the Nine of Swords. That's the card of stress and worry and anxiety. It's in reverse. A bit of stress relief there, possibly. This is someone who is really struggling. And as I said, when I do these kinds of readings on Harry, I get this kind of energy. I get someone struggling with mental health, with depression, someone who's really just sad and lost. And there is the sad and lost energy in the Nine of Swords, and maybe a bit of a distraction for someone who is feeling very sad and lost. And in my next reading, a more serious reading today, I'm actually going to be looking at someone who is very sad and lost and who was expected to show up in the UK this month, and particularly mid-November, for all kinds of very serious events, and did not show up, showed up instead at a very trashy birthday party. So, asking the direct question now, based on this bit of gossip, is there a new lady in Harry's life? And we got the Seven of Wands, and this is the card of someone who's under siege, really, who's being attacked from all directions and is having to clap back and push back and fight off his attackers. That's not that kind of energy, that kind of nudge nudge wink wink energy. That is someone who's embattled, who's really going through a very difficult time. Again, this is reading pretty much like all of these readings read for me, so I'm not getting signs of it. It's not to say it's not happening. I think I need to make that very clear, that it's not. It may well be happening, but it's not happening for good reasons. If it is happening, that is my personal opinion, and we have to switch the allegedly light on this reading and say that this is all speculation. So let's move on to if there is a lady, and I'm being told, look at this card too. It's the next card. It was sitting under this Queen of Swords in reverse. That's a Page of Cups. It's new love, the Page of Cups. It's kind of those early days of a relationship. It's in reverse. It's just confirming that this is not a good energy for that kind of vibe. Not at all. So let's ask the question, is this lady in question, this hypothetical lady, because we don't know if she exists or not, is she enjoying the same sort of pastimes as Harry is when it comes to recreational whatevers? Does she own the thing that he says and he claims? She owns a pot dispensary. I've got a Page of Pentacles. It does look a bit like she does. There's a leaf on the little person's head there. It's not the right shaped leaf, but it is a leaf. Interestingly, there is a pentacle being offered, and the Page of Pentacles is quite contractual in its energy for me, doing these royal readings particularly. So somebody who's offering something for sale involving leaves. I think we can also scrutinize what's those flowers that are issuing from the grass there, also give that kind of hint of intoxicants, shall we say, of one shape or one form or another. So I think Auntie might be onto something there. Could of course just be a good female friend. We have to say that for reasons, of course. So let's move on to why are we hearing this rumor now? Has this been planted deliberately because someone is having such a bad time, such a bad self-image, going through such a rough patch that he needs a bit of an ego boost? That fox, that moth-eaten fox. Ooh, we've got the devil. Oh dear. Okay. The devil often shows up in these royal readings, of course. And the devil can have a bit of an addiction energy around it. Well, a huge addiction energy around it, really. I had to censor this devil. It was rather graphic, unfortunately. So I'm getting the sense with this card that we are being lied to. Devil is the prince of lies, really. We are being lied to. Not saying again that this isn't happening, but it might be more to do with the recreational use than with the other activities that they could be engaged in with that devil thing. That's the vibe that's really coming through. That if there is something going on, then they really are linked by the drug aspect of it. which is rather worrying. I'm asking, why are we hearing this? Because there is some deception involved. It could also be quite malevolent, the reasons why this little rumor has been spread around, because the devil doesn't have anyone else's best interests at heart. The devil is a selfish, you know what, and only cares about itself, and really is out to do harm and undermine and lead astray. And so it's a very dangerous energy there. So what does Meghan think about this kind of situation? Does she care? Is she hurt and betrayed? Is she indifferent? Is she oblivious? What's the vibe there? And I've got the 10 of Wands in reverse. She's given up. Yeah, absolutely given up. Just doesn't care anymore. Because the situation has got so difficult in marriage. And as I say, we see them out and about. We saw them trick-or-treating. She was looking pretty annoyed. He wasn't in his little party outfit. She was the butterfly. I'm sure he was meant to be the caterpillar, but hadn't bothered to don the caterpillar suit. We've seen him slumped in his chair while she and her friend, the friend who's just recently announced her pregnancy, were screeching at the home theatre. They were watching the World Series game, the final game, and Harry again slumped in his chair looking blank. It's like she's given up on the marriage, but she hasn't given up. My opinion, this is my little speculation here with the devil card sitting here very prominently in this reading, she hasn't given up causing damage. And I would say to him and his reputation, and I did a reading quite recently on whether she's possibly stockpiling footage for the day, when the day comes, when the divorce lawyer is wheeled out, Queen of Swords. I think this card showed up, if I'm not mistaken, in that reading. It's not the kind of energy that one would expect in these circumstances. It's dangerous energy, it's difficult energy, it's even treacherous, and I don't think it's going to go well for Harry with these cards on the table. Just my opinion, of course, just saying. So that's the reading. And we will move on now to the more serious reading about the November that was a no-show in November.